Dr. David Jolson here, Upstate Spine Sport. Today we're going to go through a dynamic golf warm-up. This is great before you train, before you play, before you do super speed. All we're going to need is a club, a driver, or a super speed stick for a little bit of balance. We're going to take this all the way from the ground up, working on stability, mobility principles, getting everything moving, our muscles, our joints. So let's get it going. Okay, the first exercise that we're going to do is called a controlled articular rotation, or otherwise known as a CAR. Everything is going to be very tight. We're going to do a few of these through this warm-up, so we want to build some tension through the entire system. The only thing that's moving is the actual joint that we're working. So in this case, the ankle. So you're going to create a little support on the other side, lift the ankle, and it's a full controlled circle of our ankle. Nothing else moves. You can make a fist with the other side, slow and controlled, 3 reps each way. Okay, so we're going to the side, down, in, out, and up. Nice and smooth, nice and controlled. We'll do that on both sides. Our next movement, we are going to go up on our toes, back on our heels. Up on our toes, back on our heels. Feeling a little bit of some work here and a little bit of a stretch there. Back and forth 10 times. Okay, the next motion that we're going to do is a leg swing. So we're going to start by swinging out, and then we're going to swing behind us. Okay, so we're back and forth. Really let the pelvis kind of go, let the hips start to get open a little bit. Okay, just some nice, easy rotation through the entire pelvis. Okay, we're going to do about 10 of these on each side. The next movement that we're going to do is a hip flexor stretch. So what you're going to do is you're going to turn to the side. The leg you're going to be stretching is going to be behind you. And the biggest thing with this motion is we want to drive a posterior pelvic tilt. So we don't want to be in this J-Lo booty. We want to tuck the tail underneath us. So we tuck the tail underneath us and then lunge forward. So we're going to lunge forward, stay tall with the chest, and we're going to do this 10 times. Great exercise for full spine motion. So we're going to start by just simply bending forward towards the ground, come out of that, bend backwards as far as we can go. Okay, make it within your comfort zone. Bend forward towards the ground, come up, bend backwards as far as you can go. We're going to go back and forth 4 or 5 times. That's flexion extension. The next motion that we are going to do is a cat-cow in standing. So all we're going to do here is we're going to start with our elbows at our sides. What we're going to do is as our elbows come back, we make that J-Lo booty. Okay? As we go forward, the spine rounds and the pelvis tilts underneath us. Should feel a little mild crunch here in the front of the abdominal wall. And we're going to go back and forth, nice and slow and controlled. Slight bend in the knees, nice and smooth motion. We're now going to get into a little bit of disassociation, so we're going to start with the pelvis. What we want to do in this exercise is get into a 5-6 iron stance, so just nice and balanced. And what we're going to work on is having the lower body rotate, okay, like we're sitting in a barrel, back and forth. Okay, we don't want to see this. We want to see if we can get the lower body rotating while keeping the upper body solid. Okay, we would just do this for about 30 seconds, starting to move through our hips. The next motion that we are going to do is going to be a thoracic spine disassociation. So we can set the club down, same thing, 5 iron, 6 iron stance. Instead of the pelvis moving this time and the hips, our mid-thoracic spine is going to move. So the pelvis stays quiet and the thoracic spine rotates. Same idea, we can start nice and slow. You can work in and get a little bit faster, working on balance from the ground up, stability through the trunk and the pelvis, and some thoracic spine rotation. The next exercise we're going to go through is an A-frame stretch. So what we're going to do is you're going to bend down forward, your hand is going to go on the inside of one knee, your elbow's going to go on the other side of the knee. This is a thoracic spine rotation exercise. So we're gonna reach down to the opposite foot, and then we're gonna reach up towards the ceiling. We wanna make sure, as we do this, reaching towards the sky, that we're applying a little pressure in between the hand, activate the pelvis, and to rotate through the thoracic spine. So we are going to do a set of about 5 to 10 of those on each side. The next two motions that we're going to go through are controlled articular rotations, otherwise known as CARs, for our shoulder. So we're going to start with the glenohumeral joint. Slow and controlled with these motions. Core, everything is kind of building a little bit of a radiation or tension. So I only want the shoulder to rotate. I don't want you to compensate or slide away from it. So I want a slow, controlled circle within your range of motion. Don't force through pain, and don't try to do too much that you're starting to use the rest of the body, okay? So make a fist with your right hand. If we're starting with our left, we're gonna start in with a horizontal adduction. Palm is facing up towards the sky. We're gonna start to raise it up. Once we hit our elevated flexion, this is when the rotation starts. So we're gonna start to internally rotate, 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 rotate around until the thumb is facing backwards. We're at halfway point in this rep. From here, we go straight into extension backwards and then start wringing the towel out. So we're going into external rotation, nice and slow and controlled. That is a glenohumeral shoulder CAR. We want to do 3 reps, slow and controlled. Great movement. The next thing we're going to do is a scapular CAR. So for scapular CARs, we want to make sure, same principles, everything is tight, and now we're moving through our shoulder blades. So it's going to almost feel a little more boxy than the circular motion we just did with the glenohumeral joint, but you're going to create tension, nothing else is moving, feel the ground all the way up. You're going to elevate the shoulders, then you're going to bring the shoulder blades back, bring the shoulder blades back and down, and then forward and down. Up and forward, back and up, back and down. Moving all of these with control through the shoulder blade. After we've gone through that in that box about 3 times, you're going to reverse the direction. So back and down to back and up and forward, down and forward, back and down. Really controlling that all through the shoulder blade. Okay, the last motion that we're going to do is a neck CAR. So it's a simple 360 degrees of the neck within your range of motion. Don't try to force it. If you hit a little bit of a block, kind of move around it. Don't try to move through it. There shouldn't be any discomfort or pain with this motion. So we're going to start chin to your chest. You're going to start tracing your collarbone. Look over your left shoulder. Tilt the head backwards. Look over your right shoulder and back to that starting point. We can either reverse the direction at this point, or we can just continue going in that 360 degree circle all towards the left. Okay, that's typically what I'll do. Go the same way 3 times and then reverse. Same principles going the other way. Chin to the chest, start to rotate towards the right, look over your right shoulder, tilt the head back, look over your left shoulder, back to that collarbone, and to that initiating starting point. Okay, the next motion that we are going to go through is a skater. So this is where we're going to get a little bit more dynamic. So what we're going to do is we're just kind of get the whole body moving now. So you're just going to jump to one side, jump back. Land nice and light, let your body weight go. Nice and easy, back and forth, about 10 of these. All right, now that we've gone through our dynamic warm-up, we're gonna start just getting some nice swings. These don't even have to be golf swings. We want them to just be you feeling your weight start to transfer, you feeling your hips being open. I like using either a driver or the red stick if we're swinging the SuperSpeed sticks. Okay, so 10 swings, nice and easy. Almost feel like you get on that trail side and then get onto that lead side. So you can let the feet go. They don't have to be completely solid. Really start to ramp up the speed as you get rolling. Okay, 10 swings, nice and easy. By swings 8, 9, and 10, we're really ramping it up, feeling like we're ready to swing the SuperSpeed sticks, ready to get on the first tee, ready to train, and just ready to attack it. So I hope you enjoyed it. Thanks for joining us. We'll see you next time.